My name is Walter Edward Hill, commonly known as Wally. After encouragement from my 4 sons, I decided to put pen to paper, not only for the family history, but to help others who may come through the same circumstances as I did, especially servicemen who may become prisoners of war. To become a prisoner of war, it becomes very depressing. Experience with a deep feeling of failure, depending on the type of treatment you get, can make it hard to bear. The best treatment I found was to become occupied in some kind of activity, form a club and encourage others to take part. But the main thing is to remain positive. Hygiene and dress were an important part of the treatment and morale, as most of us were dressing in old Polish uniforms. As our worn-out boots were replaced with wooden clogs, it was not until later that the new British uniforms and boots started to come through from the Red Cross. And Red Cross parcels also started to come through. It also boosted our morale. But most important, our health. The German rations being 1/5 of a loaf and watery soup. All these changes took time to happen, and as the first winter came up upon us, from the dysentery earlier, went down with flu and some didn't make it. We insisted that these were given a proper funeral, with POWs being the bearers, etc. To ensure a smart turnout, those at the time who still had a reasonable jacket or trousers and boots had to give them up for the funeral. Uniform pressed, boots polished. The German guards were amazed at the smartness of the dress and drill. A Union Jack was also used. There were working parties within the camp and outside the camp. Working outside the camp, there was always the chance of being given some bread or a sandwich from the Polish workers. But the best choice was to work away from the main camp for contractors or farmers, where you were fed by them and lived in a mini camp in better conditions and better health. On some working parties it was possible to have more freedom, back and escape much easier. The more escapes and the more time troops and police were tied up searching for you. But the main thing for captivity is to remain positive. Yes, during my 13 attempts to escape, and I found that I became very efficient and got a lot of experience. And one of the things we used to do was to escape in the summer, try and get through France. Of course, contacts and help from other sources made it much easier, especially if you were helped with the underground. One time a friend of mine, a partner, we were forced to make an escape, otherwise we were going back to prison. And so we decided to go east instead of west, into Russia, where we met underground and were helped by them. And I was in Bydgoszcz for 3 months before getting out of there and starting and carried on the journey home down through the Ukraine to Odessa. And as you read in the book, it was a long, drawn-out period, taken 6 months to get home altogether. Before I close, I would like to read you the soldier's ode. They shall not grow old as we are left to grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.